Welcome to a special one-off episode of Rebels Without a Pod, the show that dares ask the question, why do you people like Spider-Man? He's a menace! My name is John. Joining me tonight are my two hosts. That got little smiles out of everybody. It should have had a little bit more.
Not bad.
Yeah, that's a pretty good JJ. Joining me tonight are my two co-hosts, Andy, who does our artwork and graphic design.
Hello, hello.
And Pod Daddy Eric, a.k.a. Boston Spider-Man villain, the Shaka.
The Shocker.
The Shaka. Shaka to me, Spidey.
Spider-Man. Shocker.
Also, making his mainline episode debut, our junior Youth in America correspondent, Ray, a.k.a. Spooderman. Is that what you want? Spooderman. That's what you want? Spooderman. Okay. Yep. That's Ray's voice on there. Producer Naveen will sadly not be joining tonight. He, hate to say this, swore off the franchise entirely after hearing Kirsten Dunst refer to Spider-Man as Tiger in the second movie back in 2004. Actually, kind of a true story. He will be missed, buddy. Cut out this entire thing.
Or don't.
All of us, or don't.
Yeah.
No. All of our content is currently up on the Rebels Without a Pod YouTube and Spotify channels. Please remember to like, comment, and subscribe. We're primarily an audio conversation show and trying to get established on Spotify, so we ask any YouTube subscribers, if you have a Spotify account and it is at all convenient, we'd certainly appreciate a listen there. We sound a little bit in a hurry tonight because we, the four of us, are about to go see the theatrical debut opening weekend of Spider-Man Brand New Day.
Yeah.
Yeah. First mainline MCU Spider-Man entry. I'm looking at my notes. Apparently, last one was 5 years ago.
Wow.
Yeah. Time certainly does kind of keep marching on, but what we wanted to do ahead of time, Eric, Ray, Andy, and myself sat down and we went through the 10 prior theatrical Spider-Man releases going back to 2002, and we gave our personal rankings for each one. We're going to try to kind of go through this very, very quickly and say like a little bit about our history with the franchise, the things that we like, the things that we're maybe not kind of so fond of, starting with the original, the great Sam Raimi's first Tobey Maguire Spider-Man back in 2002. Now, this is a really interesting one because I think immediately I can see from the rankings this is one of the biggest splits that the four hosts tonight have. Ray and myself, I rated this my 8th favorite Spider-Man out of the 10. Ray put it down as his 9th, but however, Andy and Eric first put it as his 2nd place, Andy as his first. Gentlemen, can we talk a little bit about why these things, why the original came up so far on your list?
I would say nostalgia, but also it's a great, if you've never watched a Spider-Man movie or you don't know much about Spider-Man, it's a great entry-level movie to watch. It's also made by Sam Raimi, who's an excellent director, but he clearly grew up with the character and read the comics, and you see it because he really pulls a lot from the source material.
Sure.
It actually inspired me to go back and read all the original Stanley Jack Kirby comics. So it's a really fun one, and it's a good mix of action and humor, right, which make it very accessible for people that maybe are not even into like superhero movies.
And Andy, how about yourself? This was your number one, very surprisingly, but tell us why this is the gold standard Spider-Man movie.
I don't think it's the best Spider-Man movie, just to be clear, but I do. It is the original. It's the one that put Spider-Man on the screen for the first time, at least in my lifetime.
Effectively, it looked pretty good. The CGI finally had gotten to a point where you can actually sort of see those kind of scenes actually being executed.
Yeah, I remember it kind of, almost kind of blowing my mind when I first saw it. The first time I saw it in the theaters, just being like, finally they're doing the thing. That's what I've been waiting for forever. Tobey Maguire is a perfectly serviceable Spider-Man. Kirsten Dunst was fine.
Yeah,
we can get into
James
that.
Franco was fine.
Less argument. Yeah.
But I honestly, I don't know that it's really my favorite Spider-Man movie.
Yeah. Although unarguably an all-timer debut villain performance.
Absolutely.
I like how you put that as like number one. You're like, not my favorite, but it's definitely number one.
Listen, I gotta give it.
The first out the gate, and the first out the gate, not messing something like this up.
Yeah.
There's a lot of credit there. Let's go to the little Spooderman real quick. What was your memory of, was this the first Spider-Man movie that your dad actually showed you? Did he have any?
Yeah, it was the first one. Mm-hmm. It has the classic Green Goblin.
Sure.
And there's a lot of action. Mm-hmm. Like, if you want to know about Spider-Man, there's like the whole start of it.
It's really, out of these 10 movies, this is the only one that really sets up the backstory for Spider-Man.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, well, let's go on to Spider-Man 2 real quick. This was in 2004. Introduction to Alfred Molina as Dr. Octopus. There is a lot of argument, certainly for kind of film enthusiasts on Twitter, that some people will kind of call this maybe one of the best sort of superhero movies made of all time. This one kind of fell in the middle for everybody. This ranks 6th for me, 4th for Ray, 5th for Eric, and 8th for Andy. Let's kind of throw this to Andy, because with the first one being as high on your list, I'm a little curious why this kind of dropped down to 8 for you.
Because I liked... I wanted to give each of the Spider-Men their opportunity to be in like the top half kind of thing.
Right.
Mm-hmm. And of the 3 original Spider-Man movies, I think, well, no, that's not true. The third one is the worst one. We'll get there.
Yeah, we will.
But I just think this was sort of like the second best of the 3.
Sure.
Yeah. I like how you have it ranked as like the second and third one are 8 and 10 for you, but the first one is like number 1. So I'm just like, man, it really dropped off after that.
Yeah, I didn't honestly care very much for Spider-Man 2, and certainly.
Did you see it though in 2004 or
around
the time?
Yeah,
okay,
for sure.
Yeah. So just on that, let's kind of jump right to Spider-Man 3. This ranked dead last for almost everybody. 10th ranked for myself. 10th ranked for Ray. 10th ranked for Andy. 8th ranked for Eric. Now, here's the fascinating thing. Coming from the Ray and Eric team is like the number of Spider-Man jokes, the memes I've either seen from one of you or the other over the years.
Oh, yeah.
The Bully Maguire stuff. This little random thing Ray started doing out of the middle of nowhere, some song that he had about Spider-Man he was singing over dinner. Why don't the two of you tell me a little bit about why, despite this kind of being, I think from the rankings objective, one of the bad ones, why is this one still kind of funny to you? Why is it in your hearts in whatever way it is?
He does like a really funny dance. And, like he just does this real cool thing, and it's like it's now a meme.
Sure. Yeah. The Bully Maguire meme, very famous.
Yeah.
I asked Ray to do that dance just off the top of his earlier today, and it just absolutely knocked it out of the park.
Yeah. And if you do it wrong, I'm going to throw some mud in your eye. I'm going to throw some mud in your eye. He also, I love how they put him in like one where it's like Family Feud.
Right.
And they just show him, and he's just like, yeah, what are you going to cry?
So to
little doggy?
Clarify, these Bully Maguire memes are kind of people sort of Photoshop to Tobey Maguire dancing out of like the movie itself and just dropping into
He's
whatever
like dancing
nonsense.
Down the street like aggressively. He's dancing with people that don't even know who the hell he is. He's also all in black now. He just looks like he hasn't slept for like a week. Total creep show. But people just think it's funny just taking him out of context and putting him in situations. And they're like, look at him thriving being a dick.
So let's kind of go from there. So those are the Tobey Maguires. Going on relatively briefly to the Andrew Garfield films. First starting with The Amazing Spider-Man, 2012, coming a decade off the original. This was a 9th ranked one for me, 8th ranked for Ray, 10th for Eric, 6th for Andy. Let's start a little bit. Andy, could you defend this one? And let's get a rebuttal from Papa after that.
My defense is I really like Andrew Garfield.
Oh, okay.
I think he is a pretty good Spider-Man. I actually think that in the what was the second most recent one?
No Way Home.
No Way Home.
Right.
I think for me, I think he's the highlight of the movie.
No
he's
question.
great. No, I give you that.
I think he's great.
He was not serviced by the script. He was not serviced by a 10-year proximity to try to reboot the entire thing.
We talk about this too. The chemistry between Emma Stone and Andrew Garfield.
Unbelievable.
Clearly, something was going on outside the movie.
There was.
Really,
they dated for like 12 years after they made this thing.
They were dating.
Yeah.
Did they come out and say that? I thought it was still a secret.
Oh,
did we want to?
Did we just?
They're still dating, right?
Naveen, edit this out.
Now, Naveen, triple this for the show.
Her name is not Mary Jane.
Let's go on to The Amazing Spider-Man 2. One I defend a little bit. Ray and I were talking about this one earlier. Ray, do you remember what to me was the funniest thing I said about Amazing Spider-Man 2 with Electro? He fell into a vat of
eels.
And he got what kind of power?
He got electric, powers.
But what also happened to his teeth?
They got nice and shining white teeth.
That's the thing about electric eels, folks. You want to save a lot of money on orthodontistry.
I didn't know this.
It also made him sterile.
And also, well, that's maybe just as well.
An eel a day keeps the doctor away.
Well, that's what
I hear.
Yeah, that's the old saying. I mean,
yeah. And Andy's a big fan of eel, right?
Love eel.
Love
yeah,
eel.
That's what I thought.
It's my favorite.
That's the first thing he said when we sat down to sushi dinner earlier.
Yep.
Yeah. Anybody with something positive to say about The Amazing Spider-Man 2? Not beloved.
Positive?
Not,
You know what? I like that they did something different. Andrew Garfield is a very attractive Spider-Man. And I like how he's so different than Tobey Maguire's character. But they also don't go through the whole origin story thing again. It's kind of like,
They jump kind of in media res.
They jump, but they also do something slightly different, which is you now have enemies that have like mechs or like suits.
Oh, the Rhino was
like
executed as basically a giant Gundam. Played for some reason by Paul Giamatti. Probably like those, I am the Rhino!
Made no sense at all.
It wasn't fantastic.
But I remember at the very end of Amazing Spider-Man 2, they kill off like the MJ Gwen character.
Right.
So she's gone. So it's like, how do you come back from that? And also they introduced the Sinister, what would be the first appearance of the Sinister Six.
Right.
All these people wearing these like robotic suits.
Right.
Which would have been, I don't know, it would have been a fun take on it. But yeah, I don't know if it was necessary.
I just think Andrew Garfield kind of got screwed a little bit by all.
Yeah.
Did really no wrong. In
no,
these
it's not his fault.
The circumstances of what it was.
It's really not his fault.
Let's go to the start of the introduction in the MCU to Tom Holland's version of Spider-Man, going into Spider-Man Homecoming 2017. Rankings here: number 5 for me, 3 for Ray, 7 for Eric, 4 for Andy. Let's have Ray first, and then Andy sort of talk about what they like about that. With Ray, starting the question: is Tom Holland your favorite Spider-Man? You would say?
Yeah.
Okay, tell us what.
So, they kind of skip like the intro of how Spider-Man got bit by the spider.
Sure, and then his Uncle Ben died.
Yeah. And then he has this friend, and he actually knows he's Spider-Man.
Ned, the guy in the chair.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And the man in the van.
Yeah. I think his
That's
name was like
Okay.
Ted or something.
Well.
And then I like how he just drops this Star Destroyer or something.
Oh, the Death Star?
The Death
Right,
Star.
right.
Yeah, the Death Star.
Yeah.
Truly a moment of just fantastic nerd friendship there.
Like what? Freshman in high school?
Something like that.
Yeah, 14 or 15.
Holland came screaming out the gate, funny, charming, exactly what you want kind of the character to be.
Also, the Flash character, not this like giant big bully that's trying to beat him up. He's just
like a type A high performing Indian kid who just really wants to get into MIT.
What did he call him, Ray?
Oh, which one?
What did Flash call Peter Parker?
Penis Parker.
He did.
That's
When
a
I
lot of
say
bad.
penis, you say Parker. Penis Parker. Penis Parker.
And that's why they ranked it so high.
Classic.
Yeah. Let's go on. We're breaking a little bit. This a true dark horse came out of nowhere just a year after Homecoming, Into the Spider-Verse 2018. I ranked this 4th. This was 7th for Ray, a little lower down than I would have expected. 6 for Eric and number 2 for Andy. Andy, let's start with you. Did you see this one kind of coming down the line?
Yeah, I mean, I basically I saw all the trailers for it, and I was like, take my money. This is my favorite Spider-Man movie.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
in reality, this
is my
favorite
first one.
Okay.
Yeah.
So there's more of a nominal shout out for like number one, but this is really
the one.
Yeah.
When I saw this movie in the theater, I was like, that's what Spider-Man is. Like it's so perfect.
Tell me the artistry, the performances, just
everything about the fact, like, if you get into the nerdery of it, where like when he's learning to be Spider-Man, it's at X number of frames per second, and then once he becomes Spider-Man and kind of gets it, they speed it up so it looks smoother.
Right,
all the art is awesome. I think
incredible voice performances.
Jake
Johnson
that plays the other Spider-Man is fantastic. He's great in everything.
We can also shout out John Mulaney. We can shout out
that's true.
Nicolas Cage.
The Aunt May performer who performed. We'll cycle.
I don't remember.
There. Yeah. The woman who performed with Jane Fonda in.
Oh, Lily Tomlin.
Lily Tomlin, thank you.
The people that do the Japanese spider person's thing.
That's right.
Are awesome.
Yeah. Anime spider.
Yeah. Just good stuff.
Mm-hmm. Spider-Gwen, who could pop the introduction of
Absolutely.
Spider-Gwen.
What a huge thing to try to like. There's a slight learning curve there in order for you to understand what's going on, because they're throwing a lot at you. So they have high expectations that you'll be able to kind of follow what's going on throughout the movie. But they just do a really good job of like bringing you into that world and the concept of like a multiverse.
There's about a million things you have to wrap your head around.
All these other Spider-Man, and that you're glitching if you get pulled into the wrong, universe.
Right.
It's Spider-Man for the ADHD generation for sure.
Sure. And that's the Kingpin I wanted to.
Yeah.
Just
super
giant,
aggressive.
insane.
He's like a train. Like he's just huge and just doesn't stop.
Let's keep it going because we have very little time left. Spider-Man: Far From Home, ranking number 3 for me, 5 for Ray, 4 for Eric, 7 for Andy. I'm just gonna leave it at this. Seeing Marissa Tomei in IMAX was just in middle age a life-changing moment. But anything else that people want to say about Far From Home? This was Jake Gyllenhaal as Mysterio the villain. Yeah. What do you got?
I like this movie. I just like it how they have, how Mysterio has these projectors that are projecting like these like giant element monsters. And then I remember at the end, like, he says the F word.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that was
it's
automatically.
The one. Okay.
Yeah.
I'm surprised it wasn't your number one.
You get one every 10 movies. I think that's Spider-Man.
Yeah, that's fair.
Just like, let's also say, like, Mysterio, historically, one of the weirdest villains in the entire Spider-Man canon, and the performance by Gyllenhaal, the representation of, like the powers that he kind of has, it was just, it
like, kudos to the writers, to, like, how are we going to portray Mysterio?
Right.
I mean, he's just a guy that has these, like, whatever, magic dust powers
crazy,
or something
consistently
to make people,
depicted
like,
over, like, the years.
see things, or the gas, but this one's just, like, let's use modern technology to be able to make elemental monsters appear and stuff.
That's why he's called Mysterio.
Yeah, exactly.
Mysterious.
Yeah. So let's get into like the last two movies of kind of what the current franchise has been, and let's just kind of point out kind of how remarkable it is that I think for both these films, going across our rankings, these are probably consistently the two best ranked of like these movies. This first starting with Spider-Man: No Way Home. This was number 2 for me, number 3 for Eric, number 5 for Andy, number 1 for Ray. Ray, No Way Home. Why is this your favorite?
So there's 3 Spider-Man.
Sure.
They're all like, you're Spider-Man. No, I'm Spider-Man.
Yeah.
They do the pointing. They do the meme.
Yeah.
Do that,
Yeah. They have this like giant fight with Electro,
the Green Goblin,
Green Goblin, Sandman,
the Lizard.
Yeah, the Lizard.
Yeah.
It's like they do it right. Like they do it like right next to the what is it called again?
The Statue of Liberty.
Oh yeah, the Statue of Liberty.
Sure.
And they just have like amazing fight. Yeah. And then there's just like Doctor Strange.
They get Doctor Strange,
in,
and they get the friendship that Peter has with Ned. They have the relationship that Peter has with MJ, which I will say, we've not shouted out yet, but Zendaya just classic immediate favorite for like anybody.
Crushes it.
Crushes it.
Yeah.
On-stream chemistry. It's just you just the second time I saw this movie in the theater, there was just a group of teenagers that were watching in front of me who openly wept. Like in like the final scenes between Peter, like and MJ, just really.
She's
really
great too
something.
because she's also not like the most popular girl in school.
Sure,
and she's not like the most attractive one. She's kind of an outsider, like Peter Parker and Ned. And so it's great that they were able to form their friendship that way, just kind of all being outsiders together, and things just happen to work out because they all are kind of on the same level, as opposed to, you know, Peter trying to impress like the girl that's trying to be an actress and a model, and, like, whatever.
It's always kind of 70s lame. It's an outdated kind of version of the character. Yeah. The best Spider-Man stories have always kind of been about what can I sacrifice for the greater good, and so like the pain of that thing's knowing like the right thing to do versus like the thing that I want to do. One of the most emotional endings I think you'll ever kind of see in a Spider-Man movie, where he has to give up the love of his life and his best friend to really just kind of solidify everything. Just wonderful film, very very powerful stuff. Let's wrap up on a movie that always makes me emotional, Across the Spider-Verse. Maybe for me, if it's not my top 5, it's in my top 3 ever. It's the movie I've seen most in theaters, 5 times totally.
Top 3 movie ever?
Top 3 movies ever, no question.
Wow.
Yeah.
Across the Spider-Verse rankings: number 1 for me, 2 for Ray, 1 for Eric, and 3 for Andy. Who wants to go first on this one? Ray.
So I like how the spot stealing from the ATM at the start.
Yeah.
He's like,
it's funny.
He's failing so bad.
Yeah.
And then the guy who works there just notices, and then he just gets like knocked out.
Yeah.
Right.
And then
Yes, the fight with Miles ends up getting filled with chickens at some point. They go through
Oh
a car
yeah.
wash.
Yep.
Yeah.
And then we just we see Gwen fighting like a weird type of vulture.
Oh,
Right.
Yeah.
A Leonardo da Vinci vulture from the
Yeah.
14th century.
Yep.
Again, like another kind of shout out. Just this is not just about the boys, but Haley Steinfeld doing generational voice work as Spider-Gwen, like in this film.
Also, I like how they change up the animation style.
Yeah,
For some of these
depending on the
different
universe
characters,
they're
depending
actually
where they come from. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, this is effectively, really my second favorite Spider-Man movie in reality, and it's the same thing. It's just the artwork is unbelievable. It's unmatched. It's unbeaten to this day.
The music.
The music is phenomenal.
The writing, all the voice acting from Shamik Moore in the lead to Haley Steinfeld to Brian Tyree Henry as his father to the actor who was like the lead in Get Out. I'm blanking his name as Spider-Punk.
Yeah. I can't think of his name.
I don't remember his name either. Yeah.
To just
what's his name that plays
Andy Samberg's in there.
Andy
Samberg's in there. Oscar Isaac, sort of playing like
who plays his uncle though?
In
Uncle Ben?
Yeah.
No. His I want to keep.
Uncle Aaron.
Okay.
Yes.
Oh, Uncle Aaron. Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
Prowler. Prowler. Thank you.
The Prowler.
Yeah.
Mahershala Ali.
Yeah.
Please stress it. Yeah. Please stress it that one.
Yes. I don't know if you said it right, but I'll allow it.
We got one of the two complicated names.
Yeah. I'll allow it.
But an astonishing piece of artwork.
Yeah.
Papa, what do you want to add to that?
There's so much there. They're telling so much story, and yet they haven't told the entire story, which is insane after giving you 2.5 hours of craziness. They're like, oh no, but it's not done yet. I'm like, that's just incredible. Because the first one, it's like, it's a good self-contained story.
Right.
And you could end there.
Beginning, a middle, and an end. Perfectly self-encapsulated.
Plus, it also has my favorite line in any of these movies where they're running away from...
like the Spider Society.
Well, they're running away from Oscorp, and he throws the bagel over his shoulder, and you just see it hit the guy behind him, and it says bagel. We still say that in my house to this day.
Really?
Bagel.
Amazing.
Every time somebody has a bagel. Bagel.
Something John pointed out to me, too, about this one. Unlike the first one, it focuses a lot on Miles' ties with his family and just trying to figure out who he is and his place in the world. And he feels like he's so much bigger because he's He's dealt with people from multiple universes, and so he has high expectations. But at the same time, he needs to be grounded
He's still 15
somehow.
years old.
Yeah,
He's still immature in some ways. He just does not know how to kind of balance these things.
It's time for Miles to debut in the MCU.
Yes.
I'm going to put that out there right now. What do you think, Ray? Do you agree?
Okay, so let's make bets. Do we see Miles Morales debut tonight at the movie? Do you think it's going to happen?
Think so?
I don't know.
I don't know. I hope so. That would be really cool.
Yeah.
Who do we expect might make an appearance tonight?
I
do
know Scorpion.
Yes, I do know Scorpion will be there.
And
but
hey, what about me, the Shaka? Boston Shaka.
Shaka
guy.
Who wants a French vanilla?
Let me just kind of wind down on this. This is a film I've seen kind of 5 times. It is for me one of the most powerful sort of kind of just creative works that I've ever encountered in life. If you asked me to say when I've ever made Eric laugh the hardest, in over like a quarter decade of friendship, it would probably be we were out for cocktails about 6 months or so ago. We're kind of talking late at night, and I was describing for him the narrative perfection of just the storytelling, the music, and the closing moments of the film, and in just a moment of just kind of drinking and vulnerability and weakness. As I was describing it, I started to tear up because I'm like, this is such a perfect film. Yeah. And Eric laughed like a hyena and just started punching me. He saw the tears in my eyes, and it was me wham, 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 wham. This is how good of a film.
No, you cannot get Gwen. We'll make you wait for the third movie.
We'll make you see. Okay, so a full kind of ranking there. Let's go knock this out.
Let's go.
Let's see what this menace is up to now,
Give us
gentlemen.
Spider-Gwen.
And we are going to circle back around after we're done. Right.
Yep.
See you in a bit. And folks, we are back. Spider-Man Brand New Day is a 2026 American superhero film directed by, this is the most fake-sounding name I've ever heard, Destin Daniel Cretton. I listened to Destin Daniel Cretton like on Sub Pop in like the 90s. I saw him open up for the Shins once. Yeah, just you would not believe what that man can do with a fiddle.
I would believe it.
Starring, written by Chris McKenna and Eric Summers, both very sort of long-established sort of DC scriptwriters, starring Tom Holland, alongside Zendaya, Sadie Sink, Jacob Batalon, John Bertho, Florence Pugh, Trammell Tillman, Marissa Tomei, and Mark Ruffalo. Just came out this weekend. Synopsis, in brief. Hot bath with Florence Pugh somehow ends up boring. Surprise. Synopsis in brief. Who else has got one?
You know what? It's too late for me. Okay. I'd be asleep by now if I was at home.
Right. Okay. Papa? Synopsis in brief.
Synopsis in brief. Mm-hmm. John, that sounds like a lot of potatoes.
Ray, you got one for us.
Okay. So I know, so when Max, turns into that, Sadie thinks when she turns into, that, that powerful,
Jean Grey?
Right. Yeah, I know. She, turns so powerful.
Yeah.
I just think, I think that just turns into, Vecna 2.0.
Okay.
Nice.
So you think this is actually like a Stranger Things crossover?
Yeah.
That's the longest synopsis brief I've ever heard, but I like it.
Synopsis in long.
Synopsis. Synopsis at length.
I thought you were going to say, the part where, Jean Grey freezes everybody and they're all stuck and they can't move? Mm-hmm. As soon as it ended, they should have done a big dance number.
No, they should have all been smoke bomb. Boom. Let's get to general impressions, and let's go to Mr. Sleepy himself first, who was moments from curling up on the nicely carpeted floor.
Wow, John, you must be the Punisher.
Okay. Well, Andy, start with you. What did you think about Spider-Man Brand New Day?
I mean, it's fun. It's a big movie. I like how they kind of reset the Spider-Verse, for lack of a better term.
Right.
After what happened in No Way Home. I hate cliffhanger endings. To be continued endings. They make me nuts. Yeah. And so
this one, so big. All spoilers. Anything on the table for this conversation?
Yeah.
With Ned at the very end,
maybe realizing who Peter Parker was, or if he was just, I don't know. They kind of leave you hanging there.
Right.
That drives me nuts. But all things considered, it was fun. Zendaya was great. John Bernthal was a lot of fun.
MVP of the movie, John Bernthal.
Definitely. John Bernthal was excellent.
Mm-hmm.
It felt like, I guess my biggest complaint is it didn't feel like there was a real big bad in this movie. And I think they, once again, shafted Scorpion.
He wasn't in there very long at all.
Yeah. Michael Mando, phenomenal performer.
Yep.
Known for us primarily from Better Call Saul as Nacho, and also as the cover model for Far Cry 3.
That's correct.
Whatever you want to do with that. We could have done with a lot more.
I was going to say, imagine that, waiting 3 movies to finally get an opportunity to make your appearance as a Scorpion, and they're like, punch, punch, punch. All right.
And it's not even your brain.
You're done. Yeah, and you weren't even contributing.
Yeah.
All right, Papa, let's go to you. Brand New Day, what'd you think?
I felt like it was maybe 60 or 70% a Spider-Man movie. And they focused way too heavily on Jean Grey, which I didn't like. And it felt more like I don't know, like a Jean Grey story, and her kind of like dealing with her sister's death and her like redemption moment where she's the bad guy, but then she gets saved, and then she's like, okay, now I'm a good person. So it was like 70% Spider-Man, 30% like Spider-Man team-ups, I should say, and then 30% of
combo moves.
Yeah. But I mean, I read the first like 200 Spider-Man comic books, and I will say this: Punisher was introduced in Spider-Man comics, and Punisher used to team up with Spider-Man all the time. So I'm glad that they didn't leave him stuck there with like Daredevil exclusively. They kind of bring them together, which is fun. Hulk too. Hulk looked insane.
I'm so glad they brought back like original Hulk.
Just original Smash.
Yeah,
when
going
he got
completely bananas.
ripped, like when he just hulked out, and that was just, I'm like, this is gonna hurt.
Right.
It looked. He was like painfully ripped.
Probably one of the most brutal fight scenes we've seen in a Marvel movie in a very long time.
Yeah.
I love those ones when Hulk just smashes people, just takes them and just kind of swings them and just smashes them to the ground.
Favorite individual shot of from the film for me. Spider-Man swinging Hulk over Punisher while trying to drag the Punisher underneath the Hulk, while the Punisher is just trying to shoot the Hulk with an AK-47. Just like
easily like bigger gun.
Should have bought a bigger gun. Yeah.
Should have bought an RPG.
Yeah.
All right, so let's go to Sweet Baby Ray on this. What do you think of Brand New Day?
I really liked it. One part I liked about it is, there's the hand, the ninjas.
Right. This movie, by the way, had ninjas.
It had ninjas.
A lot of ninjas.
Yeah. The part I liked about the ninjas, is, when, Spider-Man just rages out, and he just, like, the face on the guy's, like, the sword, it got broken.
Right.
And, like, the guy's face... It was just funny.
Yeah.
There's a section where, where Spider-Man is just assaulting the ground control headquarters, and I had recently finished the Insomniac Spider-Man 2 video games like a few months back, and there were real moments for me of like they took a lot from this video game of the fighting, the enemy armament.
I could see it. I could definitely see it. The guys with the batons, like the electrical baton things. I'm like, they pulled that from the game.
Let's talk a little bit about how do you
can I ask this question first?
Sure.
You watched all of the new Daredevil Reborn, I think it is.
I did.
Seasons 1 and 2, is it? There's 2 elements from that series that were incorporated in this movie.
Correct.
Is there any connection or any connective tissue between the end of that series or the season 2 and this movie?
Not particularly. I think it is a kind of a remarkable thing to look at the. There is a level that just the the respective copyrights
Yeah.
of where all these things, like the fact that the Punisher
Yeah.
was owned by Netflix, the fact that Spider-Man was owned by Sony,
Mm-hmm.
and the fact that Jean Grey and X-Men was owned by Fox for a very long
yeah.
time. All of that taking place inside an MCU movie with a Mark Ruffalo Hulk.
Yeah.
That took a long time for all of that to
Sure.
kind of come together and like really get folded in.
Yeah. I mean, the Hand, though, they were in the original Daredevil run, too. So it's
Sure,
not like
sure.
they were something new.
A very famous, very
Yeah.
like long established.
Not later
kind of-
introduced. They've been there for a while.
How did you guys feel about the treatment of the famous memory wipe sort of ending to No Way Home? The fact that the entire one of the most, and just kind of putting the comic book stuff aside, one of the most just kind of dramatically kind of striking scenes in the film. Again, this is all kind of spoilers going forward. Is MJ talking to Peter, and she says, this woman, you two were very obviously in love. I do not remember you. You are
Yeah.
just not in. You are not in my sight. In my sight, and that is not in any kind of hand wavy way, in any kind of hand wavy sense, resolved by the end of the movie. What did you guys sort of make of that story? Part of this aspect.
I was surprised at how direct MJ's character was with him about that.
Right.
Like, I can only imagine, if this were real life and that was something that somebody said to you, how crushing,
Yeah.
Absolutely.
how emotional that would actually be.
Yeah.
It seemed almost like too serious for not in a bad way, but it was like it was out of character.
Like a really not something really downplayed, not something just kind of there's a little bit of a joke at the end, but a scene acted seriously by two very talented actors.
Yeah, it was a pretty heavy scene, and I'm glad that Marvel did that with it. They didn't turn it into a goofy, jokey thing.
Right. It actually let it breathe.
I mean, do you think now that happened, and that's kind of like, maybe that's closure in one way, but at the same time, the way Marvel does things, I mean, Ray, do you think that Peter and MJ are going to start dating again?
I mean, like,
Or do you think, like, this is it? Because she's like, I don't know you at all, so I can't
We
say
don't
that
have a history,
I
and I've had
love you
5
or
years of
anything.
life where I've ended up with a new partner. I've become
Yeah.
like a very
New
beautiful
boyfriend,
person.
all that.
they might, like, just be, like, friends. And,
Yeah.
like, just start over.
Sure.
Yeah, and, like, work their way up,
Or just maybe stay friends.
Or-
Yeah.
Or what if her boyfriend mysteriously dies in a freak accident?
Yeah.
Quote unquote
Right.
accident. Wink,
Right.
wink.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. He was strung upside down from a train by a web.
Yeah, he was accidentally.
What is this backwards riddle? Yeah. Let's pivot a bit to my favorite character from the we mentioned earlier, but John Bernthal as a Punisher in this thing. What a treat the entire time. I thought it was going to be a cute sort of little cameo.
Yeah.
He literally ends up being like the second sort of protagonist.
Yeah.
The entire movie, phenomenally acted, hysterical in every single scene. Looks the part maybe more than he's ever looked the part in one of the movies and kind of TV shows before. What'd you guys think? Let's start with Andy.
So I did not watch the Punisher TV stuff.
Right.
I saw him a little bit here and there, but it definitely wasn't I'm not into the character or anything like that. I thought he was great.
Right.
I like John Bernthal in general. I don't know how much he actually looks like the Punisher in my head.
I agree.
He always kind of it throws me off a little
Right.
bit because
Yeah.
in my mind the Punisher looks a lot more like who's the original actor that they did the movie with.
Thomas Jane.
Yes.
Oh,
To me,
okay.
he's
Right.
more
Yeah.
the Punisher.
He's more the
That's
comic
fair.
representation
That's fair.
of it.
Yeah.
So that takes me out of it a little bit sometimes, but
Yeah.
Bernthal's such a good actor
Yeah.
that it kind of doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Yeah. You know who Bernthal? You know who in the first season of the Punisher TV show? Did you watch it?
No, I did not.
Do you know who he co-stars with? The actor, and that is it is a computer programmer from the comics named Micro. You know who played Micro? Evan Moss Bacharach.
Oh.
Yeah. So a lot of different, like a number of connections to the Bear.
Yeah, that's
more or less just kind of there. And
kind of crazy.
Right,
Yeah.
right. to go back to Eric's point, we're talking 20-30%. This was an X-Men movie.
Yeah,
and
I feel so.
This is the thing that kind of lost me a little bit, because this is they've said for the MCU, this is going to be the new direction that they go. They're bringing all the X-Men in. They're going to start kind of young in their stories. But here's the thing: we've gotten a lot of X-Men movies before, and we've gotten this specific story from X-Men comics and lore, films going back to 2002, TV show stuff going back to 93, comics going back as far as the 70s. Do you find, even if it didn't work for you, do you feel like they found a new angle on these stories? On these kinds of stories, I guess.
mean, maybe. I was talking to you about this earlier, too. That when we were kids, there was something called Marvel Comics Presents. And it used to be like they'd come out every month, and it would be like 4 comics in one.
Right.
I felt like this was just like to my point earlier. It's kind of like a couple movies smushed together, but it's kind of like they pass it off as a Spider-Man movie, where it's like Spider-Man is dealing with his body. His body's changing, so it's kind of like he's becoming a actual Spider-Man, I guess, with heightened abilities. So he's coping with that and how he's losing his mind. And then there's Jean Grey, and she's kind of dealing with the loss of her sister, and people are messing with her and stuff. I mean, I think it's fine to do it once, maybe. I wouldn't want them to do this every single time, because I think it just loses the direction of the movie. Or maybe people that are going to see Spider-Man are like, "What is this other thing that I wasn't expecting?"
What is this other thing? Or if you're a bigger comic book fan, like, what is this other thing that they've just retread time and time again? Throughout like Fox X-Men movies, that's the thing that makes me most nervous about these.
I mean, I hate how it's just Jean Grey. There's no other X-Men at all. There's no connection to the X-Men by introducing her in this movie. So you're just kind of questioning, like, what? Why did you stick her here? Like, what's the point of her being here? And maybe they'll
so the next movies can happen.
It's going to be team up, Jean Grey and Spider-Man.
Right. There is an interesting little Easter egg if you've ever lived in and around New York City. Jean being on a bus, going through kind of a verdant countryside, what's supposed to be the Hudson River Valley. She's very obviously going up to Westminster County. Which is where the Professor X the school actually is.
I also was thinking, too, and it's kind of a stretch, but I'm like, if they want to introduce Spider-Gwen to the series, and maybe it's not Gwen per se, because they don't have to go that direction, Jean could be kind of like Spider-Jean.
Sure.
I don't know. She had the hood on the whole time.
The whole movie was kind of about Spider-Jeans. So that certainly makes sense.
Hey-o. Spider-Man's like,
and on that, let's go around the horn real quick. Favorite individual scene for the movie. I'm going to just say, besides like the comic panel thing that I shouted out, I kind of dug the final scene where just it's Bernthal pretending to be Spider-Man up in the hospital room, and it's just like a thing that has always worked for me in any of these movies is worlds where New York and the people in New York are just really into Spider-Man, well, the hometown kind of hero stories. Like that is always, having lived in New York for about 3 years, having kind of hated it at the same time, it's a nonetheless very, very sort of plausible thing of just the lunatics from that goddamn city. I just can see them sort of getting behind something like a figure like that. Andy, you favorite scene from the film?
I actually have 2.
Shoot.
The first one, I really liked the scene where Spider-Man was fighting against the Hand. I go to these types of movies and I want to see like just some amazing action, cinematic action, and sort of like the slow motion with them flying through the air and all, and then him like kind of learning his new powers.
Extremely Insomniac video game coded. As the biggest fan, I have 100%ed every single one of those titles.
Yes. Yeah. So that was very cool. And then I actually really liked, and this is not, well, I guess it's from the movie, I really liked the scenes that they had that ran over the credits, which was just like day-to-day
footage
life.
of New York just sort of being chill.
Be in New York.
Yeah.
I thought that was really cool. I know that it's been in countless movies before, but it felt to me, having not ever lived in New York, but it felt to me like it was like authentic New Yorkers being New Yorkers, at least in good moods.
The theme, there's a broad theme of this movie of just life goes on.
Yeah.
And I think that is, I really kind of applaud in kind of like, especially sort of like the final act of the film, the humanity and kind of the kindness and emotion and restraint this thing had.
Yep.
Yeah.
Agreed.
All right. Ray.
I just want to say for that scene too, also the calmness at the end, it kind of maybe it comes back to it's a brand new day.
Yeah.
And now we've gotten past all this, and now he can finally find some peace in his
or at least
situation.
closure. Yeah. Ray, how about yourself? Favorite scene?
My favorite scene is where Ned he created this Spidey tracker, and then it just said Spider-Man's like right next to him, and I just like the part where he's just like randomly building a Lego set.
Oh yeah, that was good. That actually, you know what? That scene where they were being friends again. Good call, Ray.
Boy.
That was actually really neat too.
Call back to the first movie.
The absolute chemistry that Holland and Zendaya, and I think Jacob Batalon is the actor who can just untouchable throughout these.
Well,
movies.
they've grown
really,
up together in a lot of ways, you know.
Yeah, but it's so well executed. It's so convincing. Imagine a girl, especially looking how Zendaya does in this movie, just being like, "Yeah, we dated, but I just can't. Nothing's coming back.
Yeah,
just what a kick in the ooh.
Yeah,
yeah.
I was gonna say they look. That was the thing that surprised me the most. It's been 5 years since the last movie, but they looked older.
They definitely did.
No
and I was Tom Holland would seem jacked.
Yeah,
Tom Holland looked like a he looked like a man.
Let's call this out. This is Odyssey is I think going to be like the last boy Tom Holland movie. He was handling his own business. No question. Yeah.
When he went to get in like the hot tub or whatever, and he had the mask on,
right?
And I was like, is that his body? That can't be his body, because it looked disproportionate almost.
He looks more filled out.
Yeah.
He's I don't know how old he is now, and he was 5 years younger than that in the last one. But he looked like a man.
Yeah. I don't mind sharing this during the Florence Pugh hot tub scene. I leaned over to Andy. I said, "Should have been sexier." Andy's immediate response: "This is a family movie." Yeah. My immediate response: "How do you think families get started?"
Yes.
Papa, going to you. Favorite scenes from the film?
I'll say I love the Hulk fight scene. That was great to me. It was just super intense. A lot of moments where I was cringing. I'm like, that really hurts. The thing I loved that I didn't think they could make it feel fresh and exciting again is when just Spider-Man is just swinging along on his webs, and some of the shots that they took compared to previous ones, the ones in the previous movies, it's just kind of like you see from like you're swinging with him, or you see from like the back.
Right.
And he's just swinging along into the city. But this one, there's a lot of top-down shots.
Yeah.
Or just
more or first person.
Yeah, first person, or he's coming right at you. That it's just a lot of unique angles and takes that they did. That just made, and it really kind of made my brain tap into the video game.
Right.
Where it's like when I'm playing with the game and I'm just like flying along and I'm just like, Jesus.
Yeah. I would say kind of overall a great time in the movies. Let's also kind of shout out we don't want to dox ourselves, but the old school downtown theater we went to see this in. Andy's comment was as lovely a theater as he'd ever sat in.
Yep.
We used to make stuff in this country.
Yep.
And something I really loved, I'd not been to an actual sort of opening night, kind of Saturday evening screening like this. Everybody seemed to have a great time. Everybody burst out into genuine applause at the end.
Yep.
What a lovely thing to have
Last time I saw a movie on actually the day of release was Across the Spider-Verse. I didn't intend to go see it. It was just that my son wanted to go see it with his friend. He needed a ride. I said, guess I'll join you.
Pop in. And lo and behold, we cut to right now. You're number 1 ranked out of the 10 still.
Yeah.
Speaking of, let's... do you guys want to do your updated rankings?
Sure.
Yeah. So, and these are not commitments. We can mulligan these at any point. But I'll take the liberty of going first. I'm putting this one between Spider-Man Homecoming, which was my current 5, this bumps Spider-Man 2 for me from the 6th down to 7th place. For the moment, I'm just going to call it the 5.5. Ray, how about yourself? Where does this fall in the new rankings?
I think I'll put it like a 3.5.
3.5. So you're saying that's going to be between Spider-Man Homecoming and your previous 4 was also Spider-Man 2, also getting a bump.
Wow.
You think this is better than Spider-Man 2?
Yeah.
Okay.
Doc Ock.
All right.
Yeah.
We'll go over Doc Ock. You ever see Dancing John Bernthal? You ever had his chili? I ask you. All right. Okay. I'm gonna just redact everything I said about previous stuff. John Bernthal talked about making chili. That really kind of put me in the mood.
Pretty good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's see, Papa. How about yourself for new rankings?
So I had Spider-Man Homecoming as 7.
Yep.
I had Into the Spider-Verse as 6. I would say I liked a lot of different aspects of this movie. And I liked it better than Homecoming. So I would put it maybe at 6.
At 6. So that's going to be your new
5.5.
5.5 again. This. Okay. And
Into the Spider-Verse I liked, but you know what?
Yeah.
I saw it once.
I saw it a
way
second
back
time.
when.
I'm like, this is perfectly good.
Yeah.
It's not the transcendent thing that it
doesn't
crosses.
hit as well as the second one.
Yeah. It's amazing first in a series like that. Andy, let's go to you for final new rankings.
Interestingly enough, I'm going to put it above The Amazing Spider-Man,
Okay.
which I have at 6, and below No Way Home. So it's my 5.5 as well.
You're 5.5 as well.
I think so. Yep.
Very, very cool. Alrighty. I think that's going to wrap up our conversation for today. Programming reminders. We have kind of decided to take the middle of the summer off. Everybody's kind of been extremely sort of busy with sort of family, travel, everything else. We have our 100th episode coming up. Still trying to figure out exactly what to do with that. We've thankfully, mercifully wound down the canonized cycle.
Oh, amen to that.
We may, I think ahead of doing the 100 episode thing, we may have to do a palate cleanser just to lead up. We have our 100th coming up. We want to do something special for it following that. Our cycle of Bond movies, Dr. Yes Please. And then for like our set of cycles, we are winding down with mine, Eggers Banquet, the full filmography of Robert Eggers. So stay tuned for all that.
Yep.
Although at the rate we're going, he might actually put out a 5th movie by the time we get to it.
Yeah,
so.
it's coming out this winter. There's a very real possibility.
So we need to move.
Wow. We also, or we could just do the blank check thing of being like, okay, we're doing this guy's filmography, and then we cycle back to a one-off. If we all consistently like his movies enough, I think it'd be a very reasonable one-off. He's doing a werewolf movie with Willem Dafoe.
Oh, okay.
So I would have a hard time believe that would be anything other than excellent.
Yep,
So,
agreed.
all right, let's throw.
I want to add one final thing
Sure.
to this movie. I took this note down. I wanted to bring it up earlier. I never read. So Brand New Day was something that introduced in the comics,
Right.
and like die-hard Spider-Man fans hated Marvel Comics for it because the thing is, it was a clean break between Peter and MJ.
All right. Was this the Mephisto thing, or was this something different?
This, I don't know what led to it. I never got that far in the comics. But Peter and MJ never connected again. Like, they didn't even... he didn't say, like, hey, remember, it's me, Peter.
Right.
And then she was like, okay, you're Spider-Man, but we'll stay friends. And so people just never got over that. And I feel like for those fans, this was a way to kind of retcon that.
Right.
And maybe give them some closure.
Sure.
So they're like, you know what, they did connect. And maybe it does or doesn't work out. We don't know. But at least there's something there where, you know, you can find some peace in that.
The original title of this film was actually Fumbling a Baddie, the movie. But neither here nor there. Ray, you want to take us out? Final thoughts.
I think it was a great movie. There was a lot of sad parts. Not very much action, but overall, it's a good movie.
Sweet.
Okay.
Yeah. Perfectly summed up.
Yep.
Hulk
All right.
smash. Ray smash.
Ray smash.
Ray smash.
Yeah.
Ray smash.
Yeah. Peter's sad.
Hey! Put down John's laptop. What are you doing?
Hey. Okay. Well, puny God. Gentlemen, pleasure as always. Talk to everybody soon. Post credits, y'all.
The Shocker!
Shaka.
Shaka!
Smoke bomb.
Shaka Khan.
Shaka Khan and Smoke Bomb will be back in Avengers Doomsday. ...